For so many years, Wolverine has been the face of the X-Men franchise, whether it's battling Magneto, fighting against the Sentinels, or leading the X-Men into the danger and on massive missions. Since by then, Hugh Jackman has became like pretty famous for his roles, and people were wondering what's next for this hero. Following the massive disappointment of X-Men Origins Wolverine 2009, many fans wondered if we'd ever see a solo Wolverine movie ever again. But then, that all changed in the year 2013 when Hugh Jackman would get a really great Wolverine movie. That's much of an improvement over the previous one, and how it stands out, like, of how a superhero movie should be treated seriously. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nate, and on this 47th episode of The Road to Avengers Doomsday, we're taking a look at The Wolverine, a film that took Logan out of the X-Men world and placed him into a deep personal journey of loss, honor, and redemption. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as I take you deep dive into The Wolverine. Unlike X-Men Origins Wolverine, this movie doesn't focus on Logan's beginnings. Instead, it explores something much interesting: the aftermath. Specifically, the emotional scars left behind after the events of X-Men The Last Stand. Logan is haunted by Jean Grey after he had to unalive her in order to save the world. He is isolated, he's broken, and he's questioning his purpose. Right away, the movie feels like mature than its predecessor. And I gotta really appreciate the massive performance of Hugh Jackman. This is one of his best performances yet as Wolverine in many years. At this point, he already played Logan for about a decade, and it shows how Hugh Jackman really understands the character. His Wolverine isn't just a fighter, he's a survivor. He's a man carrying decades of pain and regret. What makes his performance special is his voluntarily. We see Logan at the lowest points of his life, and Jackman makes every moment believable. Now, one of the film's biggest strengths is its settings. Instead of another adventure in America, the story takes place in Japan. The Japanese setting gives the movie a unique identity. It introduces samurai culture, honor-based traditions, as political drama and conflict. And all that feels refreshingly different from the previous X-Men movies, and namely for X-Men Origins Wolverine. This film is directed by none other than James Mangold. Years before, it would be like a few years before he would do like Logan, and Mangold showed what he understood of Wolverine better than most filmmakers had for superhero characters. His focus isn't just giant explosions, it's character. This action shows Sir Logan's emotional journey rather than overshadowing it. That approach makes the Wolverine feel grounded and personal. One of the movie's standout characters is Yukio, who is played brilliantly by Rila Fukushima. Yukio quickly became a fan favorite. She is skilled, she's loyal and confident, and her friendship with Logan is one of the movie's biggest relationships. And I really like it a lot. Every scene she's in with Logan is very entertaining, and it just really does how great this actress does. And this movie has a pretty interesting storyline too. The film's emotional storyline centers around Mariko, played by Tao Okamoto. Mariko becomes more than someone Logan protects. She becomes someone who helps him reconnect to his humanity. The relationship gives the story an emotional stakes beyond the action. Now, one of the most smart decisions in the film is removing Logan's greatest advantage. For much of the story, Logan's healing factor is compromised, because for the first time in years, he is literally can get hurt pretty badly. He can be injured, he can fall, and he can easily be unalived. That immediately erases the tension. Every fight feels more dangerous, and every victory feels earned. Now, the action scenes of Wolverine is super fantastic. One of my favorites has to be the bullet train sequences. It's still one of the coolest action sequences in the entire X-Men franchise. Watching Wolverine battle opponents on top of a speeding train creates incredible tension and excitement. The choreography throughout the movie is strong and grounded, especially what this story really needed. Now for my criticism of this movie. I really do enjoy the movie a lot, but the final act doesn't work for me. The story begins with grounded character drama, then subtly shifts into a larger and stranger finale. For me, the ending isn't just as strong as everyone has to come before it. It's not pretty bad, but it loses some emotional focuses that made earlier parts of the movie so effective. And then, the moment that got fans really excited, the post-credits scene. While at an airport, Logan is approached by Professor X and Magneto, both returning actors, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. These two guys have returned to the X-Men franchise since 2006. Together, they warn about an upcoming threat. And what is that threat? The Sentinels. And yes, this already leads into like the next X-Men movie, X-Men Days of Future Past. And suddenly fans knew something was coming. They see like the signs everywhere from the post-credits scene. And I'm really excited to do a video on that movie pretty soon. And now to wrap up my final thoughts of this movie. Personally, I think the Wolverine is underrated. It's not perfect. The final act has huge issues, but some villains could have used more development. But the strengths far outweigh the weaknesses. Hugh Jackman is excellent, the Japan setting is unique, and the action is exciting. And the emotional journey works. But most importantly, it proved that Wolverine's stories could be just more than just action sequences. They could be character-driven dramas, and I enjoyed that a lot. In conclusion, the Wolverine was exactly what the character needed after X-Men Origins Wolverine. A smarter story, a strong performance, and a more personal approach. James Mangold helped redefine Wolverine for modern audiences. And in many ways, that film laid the groundwork for the masterpiece that will eventually become Logan, which is another movie I'll be reviewing on this channel pretty soon. And the road to Avengers Doomsday continues, and the mutant side of the Marvel Universe was just getting bigger. If you enjoyed this episode of Day Reviews, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Wolverine is underrated, or do you prefer Logan and the main X-Men films? Mayhoos, thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.